Hi everybody, and welcome to TYL Chats, Transform Your Life with the Yogi Laurens. I'm Lauren A.
I'm Lauren F.
And we make up the Yogi Laurens. So these chats are designed to give you a little more insight into our lives and give you some tips that you can apply off your mat. So today we have an exciting topic. I'm putting Lauren on the hot seat here. We're going to get to know Lauren F. a little bit more. I know you guys get to know her from her classes, her quirks, this magical being that she is, but how did she become this way? I think I know most of it. We've been friends so long, but let's go a little bit deeper. Maybe I'll figure out something I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Right? Okay, so tell us a little about yourself. How did you get to be where you are? Or what's your story?
Well, it started from something completely opposite of what I am now. Like sometimes my mom still tells me, she'll be like, I just don't know what to expect next. You're just completely changed from the last 10 years than I would have ever expected. So I grew up in Hanson with Lauren. We've been friends since we were 3. Small town, suburbia, cranberry bogs, nothing exciting, half hour away from the closest highway.
Right, we got Shaws.
We got Shaws, that's our big excitement there.
Right.
But I always had this inkling since I was little, and you guys are going to be like, to be in the spiritual path. No, to be a business guru, to take control, to be in charge of millions of people and just rule the earth through money, power.
Yeah, no, I remember we'd be like younger hanging out, and you would be like, one day I'm going to make so much money and rule the world.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, okay, that sounds good.
Like, I just wanted a big business, be the top of the business, and just tell people what to do. You know? It was honestly the complete opposite of where I'm at right now. And that just comes with, we live in this culture where that's what we're kind of inspired to do. Go to school, get the job, make the money. The most important thing is the more power you have, the more money you have, the better life you have.
What else were you like as a little kid?
I was a creature.
Yes.
I was an absolute creature. I was, again, my family, my sister just called me a savage because I would just roam around. I lived on a dirt road with no shoes on. I'd like refuse to shower and like just roam in the woods collecting berries. Lauren and I had a Happy Little Lauren's club where we'd set up plans to basically torture my sisters with mud pies and like crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, that was our first business. We should have known we would have been entrepreneurs from day one.
Exactly.
We'll tell you about HLL another time.
Right. We used to be selling grape dip on the side of the street. But I always loved sports. I loved being active. Played soccer forever. I was a goalie. Never would have expected that. Whenever I tell people that, they're very shocked by it. But I was the goalie in soccer.
So good. Like, let's give credit here. You were like all-star goalie.
Why, thank you. Yeah, I loved it. It was a fun time. Then when I got to high school, I ran track winter and spring and loved that as well. So I've always just been pretty athletic. So I'm not surprised that I landed in a fitness career because it's really where my passion is. It's just where I'm the most happy, where I feel inspired, and when I really feel shifts my energy. If I'm in a bad mood or even if I'm in a good mood, it takes me even a little bit higher. So I was in all sports all through high school, went to college, ran track in college, played rugby in college, continued on the fitness path, but I went to a business school because, again, like I said, it was the other side of me. I was going to become an accountant, investment accounting, all that jazz. So I got to Bentley. That's the college I went to, double majored in corporate finance and accounting. And then I was still on the path. I was like, all right, this is where I'm going. Then I studied abroad in Australia. And literally, that's the point where I feel everything kind of changed. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I hate accounting.
Yeah, thank God we didn't go to Australia together.
Oh my God, she went a semester after me with our other best friend.
Yeah, we would have died.
Yeah, it was such a fun time though.
Yes.
The best, still one of the best times of my life, I feel. But I think it's just like that nostalgic first time traveling, getting out of the suburban town. It was eye-opening and inspiring at that. But when I came back, I was like, crap, I'm in a business school. I hate business. but you got to give it the college try, get a job, see where it takes me. So I went to corporate America. I worked in investment accounting. I was actually in this program where I was supposed to, like, we were being shaped to run the company. So I worked at Liberty Mutual, the finance and investments and all of that stuff. And every day was worse than the day before. If you ever seen the movie Office Space, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about in that quote right there. I just didn't like it. It was miserable. I used to walk around Boston Common and wonder what all these other people were doing. Why couldn't I be outside like them? And I was also just in a pattern of unhappiness. I was drinking heavily. I had an eating disorder in college, so still I was out of it at that point, but still not, I didn't have love for myself. I was drinking a lot, partying a lot, just kind of woeing my unhappiness of my career with drinking and going out and doing crazy things to trying to find that joy. Basically, that's what I kind of equate it to. So when I was in working, I realized this is not for me. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I decided that I was going to go back and be a teacher. Not a yoga teacher yet, but a high school math teacher. I've always wanted to do that. But weirdly enough, I knew I was going to end up in fitness. I knew the first day of starting my job at Liberty, I was going to be a yoga instructor. I was just on a long-term path. Because again, I was at a point in my life where I was trying to appease other people, my parents, my family. I was like, oh, what would they think? And even I was like, all right, I gotta find a career in between that's still like, you can't really knock teaching because you're helping youth, you know?
Yeah.
But I personally did love teaching math. It was awesome. I loved the kids. I loved building those relationships. The administration is the part that wasn't for me. How the school system is run right now isn't for me. So after 4 years of teaching, I fully transitioned to full-time fitness, yoga instructor, spin instructor, woo woo, and I haven't been happier since. Freaking love it.
Yeah.
And in that time, obviously, huge major changes for myself. My personality changed. Starting the yoga training, I visited her in California when she was living out there and took my yoga.
So fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. And that's when I really started to like find this idea of what it is to love myself and what it is to be happy. And that I don't need to be hiding my fears or my unhappiness through drinking and partying and living like a numb life, basically, to try to get away from the one that I am presently in.
Yeah.
And it's just been happiness ever since.
Such a good story, Laura.
I could go on and on just with that.
I want to go back to something, though, that you brought up of like from day one, we're talking about your childhood, how you're so competitive and you like want to run the world and like you're so competitive in sports and being the best in business and school. Like, what was the shift for you to, you know, transition to yoga, more a spiritual aspect? Like, was there like a turning point of like, I can't do this anymore, or do you still struggle with that competitive aspect?
I still definitely struggle with that competitive aspect. I'm getting better with it now. Even when I first started yoga, I was like, oh, I want to do the handstand. I want to do this. I want to get the deepest back bend ever. I'm going to be the best yogi there is. And it's just hard. And that's how I like everything in my life. You know, I've been trying to be like number one in academics, number one in fitness, number one, like a very high pressure perfectionism. I'm trying to be perfect realistically. So it wasn't till a couple things. I went to India and did my 500 hour there, where I really dove into the spiritual side of yoga and the meditation and the breath work and all of that stuff, which is non-competitive at all. But I also had these chronic pain injuries for 10 years, and they were my wrists. It's jumped around to my back, and I realized it was all emotional based, and what causes it is that I'm trying to be perfect. It's that pressure I put on myself, and once I let go of the idea of being perfect, being competitive, and like started writing out my emotions, how I felt, the pain started to vanish. And then I was like, all right, there's something here I really need to start letting go. So it still pops up time to time, don't get me wrong, it's so hard. Everybody loves a good competitive edge once in a while, but I find I'm way more happy when I'm just in the moment and just enjoying instead of trying to beat everyone.
Yeah, no, I like that too, how you share of like, all right, I'm not perfect, like I'm just working on it, but it seems like the big shift has been working not so much being physically the best, but really like exercising your brain more towards like really focusing on that rather than like, let me go run like 1,000 miles.
Exactly. And that's what I used to do. I still have a bugaboo with running because I run track, and that when during my whole eating disorder time and stuff like that, I would just crush 5 to 10 miles on a treadmill. Just absolutely crush it. So I need to get back to running 1 point. I'm not emotionally there yet, I've realized, but it will come back eventually.
No, that's awesome. What would you say to someone who's kind of relating? Ooh, we got a bee here.
We got a bumblebee.
Let's be still.
It flew away.
I'm not into bees or bugs and all that.
Old Lauren would have just flipped her shit. Now I'm one with the bees.
Be one with nature. Let
Be
them
one
come.
with let them come, and then they
I'd
fly
like more
away.
like a butterfly or a ladybug to land on me. Like, that's good luck, not a bee. But anyways, what I'm trying to make this apply to people, right? So what would you say to someone who is really relating to what they're saying? Like, they're in this point in their life right now of feeling so hard on themselves, unhappy where they are, pushing themselves physically, just knowing, like, feeling like every day they feel I need to be better and I'm not enough. Like, what would you say to them to, you know, start implementing in their life, or your best advice for that?
Well, that's a huge thing for everyone, especially because, like we were talking about this before, most people in their lives feel like they're not enough, or they're always trying to be perfect, or create these different situations to prove not only to themselves but to the people generally around them their worth. So instead of going, sit back. And I know it's so hard to say. It's like, oh, the mumbo jumbo, oh, sit back and relax. But no, like, sit back and just start to slow it down. See what happens when you relax. Maybe you'll see how competitive or how crazy and hectic your life is. And when you start to acknowledge those things, that edge starts to come off. And another, like, just thing that you should be doing on top of that is journaling.
I like that.
100%. And you're like, oh, what do I journal? Like, you just write down whatever comes out, and your mind will jump a million places. My journals are like, starts over here and then is in friggin' Pluto. By the end of it, it will just go different places, and you'll start seeing all these limiting beliefs that you have for yourself that you never really realized you have. Whether it's you're trying to make your parents proud still to this day and you're 50 years old, because that's a thing, you know? You're trying to be a good mom and you just don't feel like you're giving enough to your kids, and all these other parents around you are doing all these other crazy things. That is so much pressure every day on us to be perfect, to be better, where in reality what we need to do is slow down and be present for ourselves, present for our families, because you can't give this love to anyone else in your life unless you truly can love yourself. And that's mainly what people's issue is now. They don't love themselves.
Keywords: slow down and practice self-love is, I think, what I took away from what you said.
Exactly.
Would be best advice, which I would totally agree. I mean, I think we're all working on that. That's like one of the most common things. But I love the way you put that, Law.
Well, thanks, Law.
Well summarized.
I could like blab on about this forever.
Right? So, quick question, because I want to do like a full episode on this, because I think people would benefit and just more follow us because they're interested in yoga, right? Like, it's some interest towards them. But what would you say, you know, I have two questions on that. First, someone who's just getting into yoga and like is here for just showing up because it makes them feel good, or, you know, is maybe taking a class or two. What advice would you give them when they're kind of like, I think I like this, but like, I'm not flexible enough, I'm unsure, like if I feel comfortable in a yoga room? Like, what advice, like, how did you start? I know how you started. But like, it seems like when you're at Liberty, you knew you wanted to be a yoga instructor. And I'm saying this stuff because I know, right?
Yeah.
But you weren't even taking classes then. Like, how did you know that? Because I actually took her to her first class.
She did.
And I was more into it at her in the time. And then type A personality was like, I'm going to be the best. But, like, how did you, like, start? Like, what grasped you?
That it was honestly a feeling to keep going. Like I said, like, I freaking didn't really like yoga when I first started it. Actually, I didn't like it. Lauren would drag me there. I'd be hungover.
We both would be sweating
I'd be
it all
dying, sweating it out. I'd have to leave the room at least 3 to 4 times and sit outside because I was getting dizzy and like seeing black spots. And I started, and we go on monthly. Like once a month, we'd come home from college, whatever. We'd go to a yoga class, meet up, and then monthly turned into weekly. Weekly turned into daily. You need at least 10 classes.
That is a really good advice.
Go to 10 classes.
Yes.
Class 6, you still might not like it. You know?
Yeah, I didn't like my first class either.
And if you're doing them spread out like I was doing it monthly, you don't get an effect doing that. It's just like something to do. At least go to it once a week. Once or twice a week. 10 classes. And then it will be a telltale sign. Because guess what? It isn't. Some people it's not gonna be for them, because yoga comes to you in a time in your life when you are ready for it, when you need it. And maybe it'll come back in a year or 2 and then you're ready for it. But give it at least 10 classes. You have to.
I really like that. And I just want to add to, I think trying out different studios or instructors or types, because there's plenty of things that I've gone to that just don't resonate with me, and I, haven't gone back, or I've just found people who I relate to. Like, I think we can give a lot of our credit to Ann Winter.
Oh my God.
And
OG Ann, we love you.
Shout out. You were probably the reason we're both instructors.
100%.
That was the class we'd go to, 8 a.m. hungover, dying. And we would just say to each other, we want to be just like Ann someday.
And she'd be like, put your leg over your head. And we're like, no one can do that, Ann.
You're running out of the room about to barf. But yeah, so it's just like finding someone who clicks with you.
Exactly. And there's so many different forms. There's restorative, there's vinyasa, there's iyengar, there's ashtanga. Like, you got to try them all out and see what resonates with you.
So, yes. Do you have anything else to add about yoga? We could talk about yoga all day. Because yoga is such your life, right?
It is.
What else are you doing besides yoga right now? What's your thing?
For working out?
Anything. What are some of your things you do outside of being
physical?
Outside of teaching yoga, like what's your jam right now?
So physical wise, I'm a spin instructor as well. Love that. It's my cardio crush that I need. I do that like 3 times a week. And then I also do HIIT workouts too, which we love, and boot camps and stuff like that. So fun. So I like adding, it's so important to put with your yoga practice still some high intensity stuff in there to get the heart rate going, the blood flowing, all of that stuff. But outside my new hobbies, I am really into plants, crystals, and herbalism.
So awesome.
So over quarantine, all my hobbies are physical, like all of them. I'm like, oh, let's go hiking. Oh, let's go paddleboarding. Oh, let's go to a yoga class. Like, Lauren and I could work out 8 hours a day, I swear to God. But that's not good for you.
No, it's not. We have to learn to shut it off sometimes too. It's
exactly.
good to have other hobbies.
So, been really into crystals. We got these crystal bracelets, matching crystal bracelets.
Shout outs to Sphinx Crystal Therapy.
They're amazing. I just feel the energy from them. We went to a crystal class. I got that one too. Woo! Crystal class the other day. I just love learning about that and the power they bring. And it's just like something cool to learn and think about. And then also I'm really into herbalism right now. I got my friggin' course book over there. I'm in an intro class. It's just like about how to use plants as medicine and like plant medicine type stuff. Laura and I are planning on doing ayahuasca in Peru in a couple months, hopefully. So I'm just diving into that realm, and I'm trying to grow basil right now. I'm on I got 10 kid plants right now. 9 of them are thriving. My basil one is giving me a run for the money. It's the youngest.
Oh my
it's like
God.
Me. keeps dying on me.
You gotta just give it a little more love and compassion.
I do. I talk to Barry every day.
Barry. I love the names. Cool. So it sounds like you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like to summarize all this stuff, you do so much. Like describe to people what your job entails. Like what do you do on like a weekly basis for work?
So
in this entrepreneur, no 9 to 5 type thing.
I love it.
What do you do?
I love it. So I obviously teach my structured classes, my spin classes, my yoga classes that are in studio at Open Doors in Cycletown. And then I also have business clients, private clients that I do one-on-one or small groups and do instruction with them. But then Lauren and I have our whole TYL stuff that we do. And we got a new program coming out in October.
Pumped.
So that it's like we're writing a journal right now for the program, developing content for social media, and then doing meditations for it, doing the actual workouts for it, lining up all the marketing, all of the business stuff basically behind the scenes that no one ever thinks about realistically.
There's a reason you went to business school.
Exactly.
It all aligns at some point, right?
Right?
And honestly, I'm so thankful for it. I just pick her brain on that, and we got our strengths, you know?
For sure, for sure.
Cool.
But it's a busy day for sure. I could fill my entire day and it'd be gone like that every day.
It sounds like you're doing what you love, which I think is most important.
I love it so much. And that's the number one thing. Like, just follow your passion, guys. It's scary AF. It's changing stuff up. Like, going from a stable job to another, like, and just being like, all right, I'm out. But everything works out. You just gotta trust the process, trust the universe.
Dive into fear.
Mm-hmm.
That brings me to my next question. I love asking questions. What's your biggest fear?
Okay, this is really creepy. I watch a ton of IGTV. So I truly have worked on fears for a long time, and obviously I have like fear of not being perfect, all of those things. Those are less of my big fears now because I've been working on them so well. I know myself well. My biggest fear in life is being kidnapped.
That's why you always have knives.
I do. Guys, watch out for my glove department in my car. There's about 20 knives in there.
It all makes sense now.
It is.
Hey,
It's like the
all
world's a
fears.
scary place. Like, this is, I can get gruesome right now. I like fear of dying. No, it's fear of being kidnapped and being held hostage for years.
Hey, that's a legit fear though, you know? But I think be safe law, just keep
Be safe, law. Guys, I already have a plan if it happens. For one, I'm just going to meditate. And then I'm like, maybe if I get kidnapped, everything happens for a reason. I'll become a meditation guru as I'm being kidnapped.
Wow. So
Fear gets deep.
that's you know, I think we all have fears, and I would just say try not to focus on it, right? Because the more you focus on the good stuff, the less you'll bring that about.
Exactly.
But you're not going to get kidnapped. It's all going to be good.
Right.
Oh my God.
It's one I need to work on.
So what do you eat for breakfast every morning?
Smoothie. 100%. So first thing I drink an herbal tea in the morning. Gets my digestive fire going. It's an Ayurveda thing that they do. So I took that home from India with me. And then I have a smoothie. I just recently, I put so much stuff in my smoothie, I'll tell you guys what it is, but I hate broccoli, and I know that broccoli is one of the best vegetables you can eat. Just started putting frozen broccoli in my smoothie. You can't taste it at all. She doesn't know.
I'd rather eat broccoli.
She
I
likes
love
broccoli.
I love broccoli.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't like broccoli. They hate the taste of it, but it's the best vegetable. Put it in
Not
your
the way I
smoothie.
make broccoli.
Nope, I can't, like, put in chicken, broccoli, and ziti. I can't even eat a noodle because it has the essence of cooked, stanky ass broccoli on it.
Well, you've come a long way in
I
eating
do.
vegetables. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But anything you can put in a smoothie, like disguise it up if that works for you.
Exactly. So smoothie every day, I think it is the best way, protein smoothie to start the day. Put broccoli, a little bit of kale, hemp seeds, chocolate protein, bananas, blueberries, cinnamon, put some matcha powder, maca powder, blend it all up.
A freaking superfood
It is.
to start your day of a million workouts.
Guaranteed would be $25 if I had to go buy it at a smoothie place.
No, that's so smart to do it on your own though.
Yeah.
Cool. So what else does your morning routine entail of?
So I wake up. Laura and I just started a pact. We're going to wake up early and do our meditations in the morning. So
Yep.
I start my day with, I do my Kriya practice, which is like stomach churning. This is all yoga based. And then I do my pranayama practice, which is breath work. Then I do my meditation practice. So that all totals like an hour together. And then I drink my tea. I do my face mask, Raw Error. We love them. It's like frozen,
Yes.
all fruit, organic face masks, which are divine. And then make my smoothie, and then I'm good for the day. Sometimes I struggle in the morning waking up. So my meditation and that stuff might have to go later if I'm teaching a class in the morning. But I'm saying it now because we made this pact.
You're making it work though. But either way, you get it done in a day, right?
Yeah,
you
100%. There's one. I'll take one day off of like pranayama and exercise and all of that stuff. But I'll still try to meditate on that day.
I want you guys to remember that, right? Like, you don't have to be 100% every day. Like, you can take a day off and still day or two off, right? Still get back into it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Cool. I think you just set yourself up for big success. Mind, body, all the things.
Oh yeah, and I journal as well. Sorry. And do my gratitude, daily goals. If I got any pains in the body, start journaling my emotions, and then generally goes away. And that goes in with my pranayama meditation stuff.
Oh, and guys, though, too, like, Lauren's come this far, right? Just from talking to her. She does these things every day.
Yeah.
Like, I give you so much credit for getting up and putting in the work. Like, it's work, but once it becomes a habit, it's just, it really morphs into who you become. And you may not see results right away, but if you give it time, like, you have to give it time.
And meditation, for one. So I did my meditation training a couple years ago, and they had us keep a journal of just how you felt. Not during your meditation, you write about it, and then your day. How do you feel in your day? The days I didn't meditate, in the journal, you would journal the days you didn't meditate too. The days I did versus the days I didn't, huge shifts in energy. And it's not these big revelations you're gonna find. You're not gonna be like, I am now conscious being in light. It's gonna be like, oh, I had more patience when in traffic this morning. Oh, I actually just stopped for a moment and like looked around and noticed it was a beautiful day out. It's little things like that to shift your attitude a tiny bit, and that's all we want. That's what we're looking for.
Little things, big results.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
2 more questions. We're getting to know Lauren a lot today. But I have 2. I just like to get it all in. You know, I want you guys to really get to know what's working for her, who she is, and why do you come to our classes or at your programs? To hang out with her, right? So, and me. But if you could give everyone one book to read, what should it be? I know you are always reading something, but like something you think people would grasp.
Ooh.
It can't be this like...
She's gonna be like, it can't be like your pranayama book you're currently
I know,
reading
I thought
right
about
now.
this question, and Lauren's such on like, you know, India, all this level. She's gonna tell you guys something that's like, whoo! But something for the general population getting into this stuff, like what book would you recommend?
Let me think.
Or what is something you're reading now that you're enjoying?
I'm having a mental block right now. It's still gonna be the book that you say you don't connect with.
The Untethered Soul?
The Untethered Soul.
I'm connecting with it more now, and I really like it, but when she first got it for me, I didn't connect. But yeah, she got me that for a gift.
I did. It was the first book I read down this path, down this like more spiritual journey. And it was when I was still... No, I was out of Liberty. No, I was teaching math. I was still in my full-time careers, and I read it, and I was like, holy shit. Changed my perspective, changed my life. 100%. I think back to that book still, and I'm like, that book is amazing. I also started for like yoga-wise. Baron Baptiste's books are great little blurbs and insight. It's more high level. It's not as like spiritual junkie type stuff. It's still really high level that people will help get connected with to go deeper down the path.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish The Untethered Soul too. I reopened it, and it's really starting to connect more. So something I'd like to add is maybe you get these books and they don't connect right away, right?
Yeah.
But sooner or later, they're going to, and just keep coming back to things. Like, it doesn't mean at one time if it doesn't click, like taking your first yoga class, right? You got to give it time.
Exactly. And then another just person that, author that everyone can benefit from is Brené Brown.
Oh, she's amazing.
Any of her books are just hugely impactful on life. So pick up one of her books, one of the best-selling ones, read it, and...
Daring Greatly, I read.
Yeah, I read a couple of her books. I love Daring Greatly. Just all about being vulnerable and how that's your true power in life. And that's something that we don't do in this world anymore. We're supposed to be perfect and strong and don't let them see you cry, but realistically, if we just started speaking our truth, we'd all be happier.
Yeah. No? Plenty of options.
Plenty.
All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with everyone today?
Whatever it is that you're doing, just start. Just do it. Start now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for tomorrow to go to the class, to pick up the book, to start the meditation, to do the thing, to quit the job, to spend more time with your family. Because tomorrow always turns into tomorrow. Do it today. I think it was Ed Millett. We love Ed Millett, but he was like,
love Ed.
The little things that you let go of in your life. When you turn off the alarm, when you say you're going to wake up early and you turn off the alarm and you sleep in. When you say you're going to go to your kid's game or practice and then you say you're going to do the next one. Those little things add up to the big things in life that you start not doing. Yeah. It's all in these building blocks. So just start today. Do it today.
I like that. Cool. I was going to ask you if you had a mantra that you live your life by.
I do. There is nothing that you cannot do.
I like that.
I took that mantra from Tao. I'm going to butcher the last name. I'm not even say it. Her name's Tao Porchik something. She was the oldest yoga instructor. She passed away at 102. She was teaching yoga till 102 and ballroom dancing with people a quarter of her age, not even half her age, winning gold medals till she was 102. And that was hers. And I was like, I love that. Be limitless.
110.
Oh, that's my life goal. 110.
A butterfly. Yay. I knew we'd find one.
Right.
Sorry. That means 110, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So where can people find you if they want to connect with you, dive deeper, maybe work with you one-on-one?
Reach out at any point, guys. If you have questions, you can find me, our website, theyogilawrence.com. We have an Instagram, The Yogi Lawrence. Everything's The Yogi Lawrence. We have a Facebook, The Yogi Lawrence.
#TYL.
Right.
That's us.
And then also I have a personal Instagram. Just search my name, Lauren Folan. It's my name backwards it's Neural Naloff.
I hate it.
Everyone does.
It makes it so complicated.
It was my alter ego. That's what they called me in college, my alter. Well, actually just my drunk alter ego was Neural. And then when I wanted to be a math teacher, it needed to be hard too, so my name backwards so no one could find me. Now I'm just going to keep it for a while.
Luckily we have TYL to find you at,
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this has been so much fun, though. I know all
it.
this stuff about you, but a lot of things, I forget, and I always learn something new. So I hope you guys, got really to know Miss Lauren Folan, the magical being that we know she all is, and the classes that we all love of hers. But yeah. Check us out on our YouTube, and we got more of these chats coming. New topics. Let us know what you want to see.
Yeah. Side note, guys. Sorry for the ice cream truck. I just heard it now.
It is the ice cream truck.
It's probably been going on for a while.
Park.
Yeah.
We are just making the most of this day, embracing it.
All right,
Maybe
guys.
we'll go get some ice cream.
Exactly.
But okay, guys. See you next time behind your screens and on your mat. Transform your life with us.